Hi, welcome. So we're going to get started seated. You can kneel or cross your legs. Just find anything that is comfortable for you. If you don't want to sit, you can also start lying down. But starting by turning your attention inward, you can focus on your base, your sits bones, feeling yourself being supported. And then while sitting up nice and tall, seeing how much you can soften and release. Going through softening behind your eyes, your jaw, your neck and shoulders, and try to let yourself have a belly. And just seeing if you can follow a few of your own breaths without changing anything, just seeing what your breath is like. And please bring your palms together in front of your heart in simple gratitude. Could be for anything, even that we're able to practice yoga. With a big breath, circle sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling your palms together down in front of your heart. Do that a couple more times. Big inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling, palms down in front of your heart. And last one, big breath. Circle sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling, palms together down in front of your heart. And then inhale, gently lift your chin. Exhale, bow your head. We're going to get started in child's pose. So, making your knees a little wider than your hips, shift your hips back towards your heels, and lower your face and chest towards the mat. Just taking some good big breaths into your child's pose, filling up your rib cage all directions. You can always come to child's pose when you need a break. It's a good reminder to always do what's right for your body and never do anything that hurts. With your next inhale, you can draw yourself up onto hands and knees. So get your knees lined up under your hips, wrists under your shoulders, and press down. So grounding, and then we'll start to move. So then inhale, tuck your tailbone, draw your guts up towards your spine. Exhale, lift your tailbone, soften your belly, lift your chest, and just keep moving, keep breathing. Trying to keep that contact with your mat, that connection to your breath. And come back to your tabletop, and then just try making C's with your spine. So drawing your tail towards your face, face towards your tail, just slowly moving side to side. And take a moment to even yourself out. And come back to your tabletop, step your left foot out to the side, ground it, open up with your left hand arm, and take that hand, thread it behind your standing arm rounding. So a couple more times. Maybe inhale to open up. Exhale to round. Once more, big breath. Open up. Exhale, rounding. And make your way back through hands and knees. And step your right foot out to the side, ground your heel, and open up with your right arm. And exhale, hand behind your arm. Couple more times. Big breath, open up. Exhale, rounding. And once more, big breath. Exhale, compress, round. Make your way back through hands and knees. Take your knees a little wider than your hips. Shift back to your child's pose. And slide all the way onto your belly on your mat. And bring your hands under your shoulders. So hugging your elbows in close, root down through your pubic bone, tops of the feet, so you unweight your femurs. So not engaged, engage your legs, engage your core, and lift your chest, coming up into your cobra. You can kind of pull with your hands to create traction. Exhale, lower. Re-engage at the bottom. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Low cobra. Exhale, lower. So once more, re-engage at the bottom, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. And slide onto your forearms. And press down through your hands, press down to the tops of your feet for your Sphinx. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. See about tucking your toes under, press down and lift your hips up for a forearm plank. Just keep breathing. And slowly start to walk your feet towards your elbows, stopping whenever you need to, making your way into dolphin. It's like down dog on your forearms. Knees can be bent, lift your tailbone. Take your gaze back between your feet. You can stay here, rest, or see about stepping your feet a bit closer together. Inhale, taking your left leg high, keeping your toes pointed at the ground, so hips square. And gently lower that foot back to the floor. Inhale, slowly take your right foot high, keeping your toes pointed at the floor. Keep lifting through your shoulders. And lower back down. You can lower your knees, so stay here, like melting hard on your forearms, or slide your hands forwards, gently lowering your chest and face towards the mat for your melting heart. Seeing what you can soften. And make your way back to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and press down to lift your hips up and back into a down dog. So take up lots of space. Walk your feet back. So you want your feet at least hip-width distance apart. Knees can be bent. So press into your hands, lift through your shoulders, lift your tailbone. You can be still and breathe in your down dog or slowly pedal at your feet. One more big breath in your down dog. And slowly walk your feet to your hands. Coming into your first forward fold, feet about hip-width distance apart, parallel. Knees can be bent. And just try to let your whole upper body hang, be heavy, let your head go. You could grab opposite elbow and sway bob side to side. And release your elbows, heel toe your feet apart, so at least as wide as the edges of your mat, maybe wider. And turn your toes out, so ground. And bring your palms together and slowly make your way up into a high squat. So press into your feet, try to relax your shoulders, relax your face. Breathe. And slowly make your way back to your forward fold. So feet about hip-width distance apart, ground into your feet. Inhale halfway, really pressing your big toes down, drawing your belly button towards your spine. And fold forward. Can bend your knees, slide your sits bones down and back, lift your chest, sweep your arms out and up. So sitting down into your Utkatasana chair pose. Find some energy in your fingertips. Bring your palms together in front of your heart, big breath, and twist towards the right. So drop your left shoulder down, option to open up with your arms. Just trying to keep your hips lower than your shoulders. To help keep your spine straight, you can look right in between your toes. Exhale to press down to dive all the way up to standing. Big inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, slide your sits bones down and back. Bring your palms together down in front of your heart, big breath, and twist towards the left. So drop your right shoulder down. Option to open up with your arms, keep lifting through those top fingertips, keep breathing. One more good breath, and slowly make your way back to your forward fold. Ground into your feet. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Ground into your feet. Big breath, reverse swan dive. So come up to your flat back. All the way up standing, reaching your fingers up. Exhale, palms together down in front of your heart. Bring your hands to your hips and then see about lifting your left knee hip height. Just really plant through your standing foot. Engage your core, find your gaze point, and see about slowly kicking out. Really press down to that standing foot. And see about bending your standing knee a little bit so you can shoot that leg behind you and lower everything down, coming down into a low lunge. So you can gently lower that back knee if that feels okay. And tuck your back toes under to lift your back leg. To create a wider base, heel toe your front foot over towards the outer edge of your mat. So press down to rise up, coming into a high crescent. So you can stop with your hands on your hips, right? Squaring hips and shoulders. Or option to take your hands behind your head, interlacing your fingers. Gently press your head into your hands. And take your left fingers forward, right fingertips back for a revolved crescent. And square back off, so arms out to the sides or on your hips. Drop your chest down. Press down to lift that back leg, making your way into airplane. Or maybe you take your arms out in front for warrior 3. Try to have some engagement in your hands, engagement in your foot. Keeping a micro bend in your standing leg. And slowly lower everything down. So coming back to your lunge. Shift your weight forward, step your feet side by side for your forward fold. And ground into your feet. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Ground into your feet, reverse swan dive. So coming up through your flat back, all the way up to standing, keeping some softness in your knees. And you can relax your arms down. So try your other side. See about lifting your left knee, right knee, hip height. You're planting through your standing foot and slowly kick out. You can get a little bend to your standing knee so you can shoot that foot back behind you, lowering everything down, coming into the lunge on this side. And just making sure that any sensation you have is sensation and not pain. If it's painful, definitely back off. And tuck your back toes to lift that back leg. Heel toe your front foot over towards the left. So plant through your feet. Press down to rise up. So you can stop with your hands on your hips, squaring hips and shoulders towards the front. Or take your hands behind your back, interlacing your hands, pressing your head into your hands. Keep sinking your tailbone down towards the earth. And see about taking your right fingertips forward, left fingertips back for your revolved crescent. Square back off to the front. Drop your chest down, press down to lift that back leg. Coming into your variation of airplane or warrior 3. Having some engagement, some energy in your hands, that foot. One more good breath wherever you are. And slowly lower everything to the floor. Landing in your lunge. Shift forward. Step your feet side by side. Coming into your forward fold. Big breath. Lift yourself halfway. Exhaling, fold forward. Ground into your feet. Reverse swan dive. Coming up through your flat back. All the way up to standing. Big inhale. Exhale. Bow forward. Ground into your feet, lift yourself halfway. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back into plank. Always an option to lower your knees in plank. And keeping your elbows in close, slowly lower all the way to the mat. And come on to your right forearm, so right forearm out in front. And see about bending your left knee. So maybe that's enough of a stretch. Or reach for the outer edge of your foot and kick into your hand. Just make sure you're pressing your pubic bone down, maybe even pressing down through the right foot. You could relax your forehead to your forearm too. Go ahead, release your foot, and switch sides. So left forearm down out in front. See about bending your right knee. So maybe that's enough. Or reach back for the outer edge of your foot. You can point your toes. Try to press your foot into your hand. Try to press your pubic bone down. So using that core engagement to protect your low back. Release your foot, bring your hands back under your shoulders and press yourself up through hands and knees or plank to make your way up and back to down dog. And spread your fingers, spread your toes, lift your tailbone, trying to shift your weight back towards your feet, and slowly walk your feet to your hands. So from your forward fold, ground into your feet, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, take a step back with your left toes. So hop your back foot over so you can ground your heel, setting up your warrior one feet. So plant and rise up. So knee tracking with your toes, let your hips go where they go. Turn your heart forward. And keep your hands low, palms in front of your heart, or reach your arms up. Keep pressing your feet apart. Keep hugging everything in towards the midline of your body. Maybe take your gaze up past your thumbs. And bring your hands down to your hips. So pivot once, wide-legged stance, pivot again, switching directions. So hop your back foot over if you need to. Get a good bend to that front knee. So front knee tracking with your toes. Let your hips go where they go. Don't have to square them forward. Turn your heart forward. And then hands low if you'd like. Hands to your heart. Or reach your arms up. And press your palms together. Gaze forward. Or see about looking up past your thumbs. Keep grounding into your feet. Big inhale. Exhaling, release your hands. Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot once. Pivot again. Get your front heel lined up with that back arch. Setting up your warrior 2 feet. So start to bend your front knee. Getting your knee tracked with your front middle toes. Bringing that hip around so your hips are coming out at an angle. Press your feet apart. You can keep your hands on your hips or lift your arms up, reaching your fingertips away from each other. Keep pressing your feet apart, keep breathing. And reach forward. Bring that front hand to your inner knee thigh to help guide it open. Top hand can go to your top leg to really establish that straight line, or top hip that's rolling down. Or reach your left arm alongside your ear, internally rotate. Inner elbow towards your face. Keep pressing your feet apart. Maybe look up past your fingers. From here, slowly press into your front foot to start to straighten your front leg for triangle. Keeping a micro bend in your knee. Keep sliding your top shoulder towards your top hip. Keep that straight spine. Option to take your left arm up. Really reach into your fingers. Or take that top hand behind you, reaching for your front hip crease for like a half bind. And always just do what feels good on your neck. So maybe that's looking down. You're going to rebend your front knee. Turn both toes out. Open up. Giant X. Exhale. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Goddess. A big breath. Straighten your legs, hands to your hips. So pivot. Warrior 2 towards the back of your mat. So get your knee tracking with your toes. So bend your knee, press your feet apart, and stay here with your hands on your hips, or open up with your arms. Try to let your shoulders relax down away from your ears, and relax your face. From here, reach forward, bring that front hand to your inner knee thigh, top hand to your hip, or alongside your ear. Pressing your feet apart. So you use the muscles of your pelvic floor. One more breath here. And slowly press into your front foot. Move towards straightening your front leg. So keep sliding your top shoulder towards your top hip for your triangle. Option to take your top arm up. So top hips rolling down, chest rolling open. Just letting your breath fill the shape. and press into your feet to lift up. So turn both feet out, open up, giant X starfish. Exhaling, bend your knees, bend your elbows, goddess. Draw the backs of your hands back. Press down to open up. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your right toes forward, bringing your back toes along with it. And just bring your feet back together. We'll do some eagle. So get a little bend to your knees and cross your left leg over. You can keep your toes on the floor if you want to. And then see about stacking your shoulders over your hips. Sit down like you're in an invisible chair. And then with the arms opposite. So right over left and clap. See about lifting your elbows up, drawing your shoulders down. Really planting into that standing foot. Finding your gaze, your drishti. Maybe it's super close and you're looking at your own fingers. Maybe sink a bit lower. One more big breath here. And press down to open up and shake it out. And we'll do your other side. So get a little bend to your knees and wrap your right leg over. Maybe your toes stay on the floor, or wrap them around your calf. And then opposite with the arms. So left over right. Turn your elbows up, draw your shoulders down. Hugging everything in towards the midline. Or you can think about drawing your standing pinky toe away from your opposite hip to create traction. One more good breath here. And press down to open up. Make your way towards the front of your mat. So having some softness in your knees, turn your palms forward, lift your chest. Big breath, circle sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling, palms down in front of your heart. Big breath, circle sweep your arms out and up. Exhale to bow forward. Ground into your feet, inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back into plank. Opportunity for one more belly down back bend. You can do up dog. Shift forward onto your big toes, lower halfway. Spin your fingers out, untuck your toes, lower your hips, lift your chest. Keep pressing down through the tops of your feet. Keep engaging your core to protect your low back. And dive your head through your shoulders to roll back to down dog. And gently lower your knees to the mat. You can come onto forearms for like a baby melting heart, or slide your fingers forward, lowering your chest and forehead towards the mat. You bring your hands back under your shoulders and swing your feet out in front. So come into a seat and cross your right foot over. So finding your sits bones. You can grab, so opposite hand to your outer thigh, right hand behind you, come to fingertips or fists to help you help you keep sitting up nice and tall. Hi. Thank you. You can release that and do your other side. So cross your left foot over and grab your outer thigh with your opposite hand and take your left hand behind you. And seeing what you need to stay engaged to keep you here and what you can let go and soften. And unwind yourself. Take your soles of your feet together, knees open, so more intense, feet toward your body, a little less intense, feet away from your body. And stay up here in your bound angle or round over. So let your spine round, let your head go. I'm just trying to let those big muscles in your back relax, release. Let's take 2 more breaths here. lift yourself up and bring your palms together in gratitude towards yourself, your practice, and someone or something in your life.